Lonely reverberating piano melody complete by the soft sound of rain hitting a window and the faint rhythmic hum of a hard drive spinning. The screen glows wide in the corner of the room, cutting through the heavy hollow gloom. I press the button, I wait for the spark to pull me out of this digital dark. The cooling fan whispers a mechanical sigh, like the ghost of the breath you left behind. And I'm booting up, but the system is slow, searching for files of a life I used to know, loading the memories frame by frame, but every password just sounds like your name. The hardware is humming, the lights are all blue, but there's no connection without you. No, there's no connection without you. I click on a folder from a summer ago, when the clock didn't tick this heavy and slow. But the data is corrupted, the edges are frayed, like the promises we made and the price that we paid. I'm running a diagnostic on a broken chest. The CPU is tired, it needs to rest. Well, your heart wasn't found. I'm screaming in binary, there's no one around. I'm stuck in a loop, I'm spinning in place, trying to render the lines of your face. Don't shut me down, please don't shut me down, because I am booting up, but the system is slow, searching for files of a life I used to know, loading the memories frame by frame, but every password just sounds like your name. The hardware is humming, the lights are all blue, but there's no connection without you.
I boot filled, battery low. I'm just a machine with nowhere to go. System idle, black screen. in silence. Streetlights on a hollow tune, static dancing in this empty room. I'm reaching out to touch your side of the bed, but I find a cold current instead. We used to be a steady glow, a light that everyone would know, but now the wires are frayed and thin, and I don't know where to let you in. Is it a glitch or is it the end? I'm losing the signal of my only friend. The screen is blurring, the power is low. I'm begging the shadows not to let you go. And it's just an electric pulse, a dying spark in the dark of my chest. Trying to beat, trying to find some rest, but the voltage is dropping, I'm losing the line. I'm waiting for a signal that's no longer mine. Just a flicker, a phantom, a ghost in the wire. I'm shivering cold beside a dying fire. Can you feel the pulse? Or is it just me? Drowning in the search of what we used to be. I keep the radio on just to hear a voice, as if silence was ever a choice. Your name is a frequency I can't quite catch, a broken lock and a rusted latch. I remember when our hearts were perfectly synced, before the lights in the hallway blinked. Now I'm standing in the kitchen at 3 a.m. looking for the circuit, looking for them. Short circuit the memory, blow out the fuse. I've got so much love that I'm destined to lose. One last surge, one final flash, before the whole system turns into ash. Are you receiving? Are you still breathing? Or am I just talking to the air? coffee's cold on the nightstand. I still leave a space for your hand. The TV hums to an empty room. In the quiet parts I still see you. But when I reach out to touch your face, my fingers meet the empty space. You're flickering in the hallway light, a ghost I'm chasing every night. I'm whispering to the shadows, praying they'll whisper back. But the silence is a heavy weight, and the screen is fading black. 'Cause I'm holding on to a hologram heart, beautiful and bright, but falling apart. I can see the glow, I can see the smile, but you've been gone. Replay the tapes until they blurred, trying to catch a single word that might explain why the colors bled and why you left the things you said. You look so real standing by the door in that old blue coat you always wore. But the sun comes up and the pixels break, and I'm left with an ache I can't unfake. I'm holding on to a hologram heart, beautiful and bright, but falling apart. I can see the glow, I can see the phone is burning out. It's the only warmth left in this room. I've memorized the shadows on the ceiling and the way the silence starts to bloom. I reach across the desert of the mattress to a cold spot where your shoulder used to be. Now the only thing that's breathing in the darkness is the ghost of who you were and who was me. And it's 4:04 a.m. and I'm not found in my own skin, searching for a signal in the static, wondering where the us has always been. The clock is stuck on a broken link. I'm staring at the edge. I'm on the brink of calling you just to hear the dial tone. God, it's 4:04 and I'm still so alone. The coffee on the nightstand's got a film now, like the way we let our promises turn cold. I read our old text like a holy scripture, a story that I never wanted told. The streetlights flicker yellow through the curtains, like a heartbeat that's forgotten how to beat. I'm a page that's lost its place within the volume, just a hollow echo on a dead-end street. Because it's 4:04 a.m. and I'm not found in my own skin, searching for a signal in the static, wondering where the us has always been. The clock is stuck on a broken link. I'm staring at the edge. I'm on the brink of calling you just to hear the dial tone. God, it's 4:04 and I'm still so alone. Is it 4:04 in your city too? Are you sleeping there? The holes I'm falling through, air cold. My heart is missing pieces. Air cold, the memory never ceases. I'm refreshing every second, but the screen stays gray. I'm just waiting for a sun that smiles easily. Slow, weeping notes that mimic the sound of a long sigh, the natural sound of a distant thunder. Roll fades in and out. The minutes finally crawl to 4:05, but I'm still stuck in the glitch. Agristy, the rain is settling down. The birds are waking up, but I'm still not found. I'm still not curtains stay drawn in this hollowed out room, where the shadows grow long in the afternoon gloom. I've forgotten the color of a real summer sky, so I flip on the switch for a high voltage light. The tubes start to flicker, a hum in the wire, a cold imitation of celestial fire hits my skin, but it doesn't feel deep, just a sterile reminder of the promises you couldn't keep. And I'm basking in simulated sunlight, trying to photosynthesize a love that died. The spectrum is perfect, the UV is bright, but it can't reach the places where I'm frozen inside. I'm reaching for warmth from a glass-covered globe, watching the shadows of us come and go. It looks like the morning, it feels like the end, just simulated sunlight where you used to stand. The floorboards are cold where your suitcase once sat. There's a ghost in the hallway avoiding the mat. I bought these light bulbs to trick my own brain, to wash out the salt and the scent of the rain. But the vitamin D doesn't fix what is torn, it just shows me the dust of a life that's been worn. I'm tan in the winter, I'm bright in the dark, but I'm missing the lightning, I'm missing the spark. Artificial photons, artificial peace, waiting for the ache in my chest to release. But you can't grow a garden on a digital floor, and I can't find the us that we were anymore. I'm just a houseplant forgotten in the hall, leaning toward a light that isn't real at all. In this simulated sunlight, trying to photosynthesize a love that died. The spectrum is perfect, the UV is bright, but it can't reach the places where I'm frozen inside. I'm reaching for warmth from a glass-covered globe, watching the shadows of us come and go. It looks like the morning, it feels like the end, just simulated sunlight where you used to stand. The timer just clicked, the room's gone to gray. The sun that I bought has faded away. Just like you, just like us, purely simulated. Soft piano, but you can hear the mechanical thud of the keys, the sound of a distant nightingale, and a gentle rhythmic ocean tide. The gold on the ceiling is starting to flake, and the coffee has cooled by the bed. I'm counting the minutes it's going to take
to unlearn the things that you said. The flowers you bought me are brittle and brown. They're turning to dust on the floor, like every soft promise we laid on this town that doesn't live here anymore. They say that time is a healer, a friend, that ghosts eventually fade in the end. But the silence is heavy, the air is so thin, I don't know where us ends, and I should begin. Because the ache in my chest is the only real thing, the salt on my skin and the winter you bring. Everything else is a shadow, a lie, a vapor that vanishes into the sky. I've lost the maps and I'm lost the ring. But this broken heart, it's the only real thing. I look in the mirror and don't see a face, just a space where a person should be. I'm walking through rooms like a stranger in lace, in a house that's forgotten me. The photos are silver, the memories are gray, like ink that got caught in the rain. I'm watching the world just carry away everything except for the pain. Is it better to hurt than to feel nothing at all? To be kept in the ruins, to stay in the fall. At least when it stings, I know I'm alive. At least in the morning, a part of you thrives. Yeah, the ache in my chest is the only real thing, the salt on my skin and the winter you bring. Everything else is a shadow, a lie, a vapor that vanishes into the sky. I've lost the maps and I've lost the ring. But this broken heart, it's the only real thing. It's the only thing I kept, the only thing that stayed. Everything else just started to fade. I'm scrolling through the folders in the cloud, where the silence of your laughter feels so loud. 16 gigabytes of us inside a drive, the only place I feel you're still alive. I see the cursor blinking like a star, reminding me exactly where you are, in a line of code, in a dated file, in the pixelated ghost of your half smile. fee to keep these memories from leaving me. Your login is a secret I still keep. I visit when the rest of the world's asleep, but the data's frozen, nothing ever grows. The garden's trapped in digital repose, and every time I refresh the display, you're still 100,000 miles away. We built a home in a virtual space with no front door and no physical face. Now I'm the only one who's logged in, wondering where your updates begin. With time a shared server miles apart, storing the fragments of a broken heart. I'm uploading tears to a drive that's full, feeling the weight of the magnetic pull. The connection is timed out, the signal is weak. I'm looking for words that you no longer speak. We're synced in the cloud, but we're lost in the rain. Just two different users sharing the pain. We built a home in a virtual space with no front door and no physical face. Now I'm the only one who's logged in, wondering where your updates begin. We're still on a shared server miles apart, storing the fragments of a broken heart. I'm uploading tears to a drive that's full, feeling the weight of the magnetic pull. The connection is timed out, the signal is weak. I'm looking for words that you no longer speak. We're synced in the cloud, but we're lost in the rain. Just two different users sharing the pain. Delete the cache, clear the history, but you're still the only mystery. I can't uninstall, I can't reboot. The bitterness is the only fruit. I'm trapped in the recent and frequently used, a heart that's been formatted, broken and bruised. I'm still on the account, I'm still on the plan, but I'm losing the memory as fast as I can. Access denied, access denied.
The cursor's blinking on the edge of the screen, and a house filled with places that we've already been. I'm staring at a photo that won't fully load, like a story that stopped in the middle of the road. My heart is a signal that's losing its strength. I measure my sorrow in miles in length, but I'm frozen in time, I'm stuck in the gray, waiting for the rest of my life to play. And the circle spins round in the center of my chest, a restless heart that can't find any rest. I'm waiting for the feeling to finally arrive, to tell me I'm gone or I'm still alive. I'm just buffering the pain, caught in the light, holding on to pieces of a white feather flag. The screen is frozen on the look in your eyes, halfway between hello and goodbyes. I can't move forward, I can't rewind. I'm trapped in the static you left behind. 1% at a time, I'm trying to sustain, but I'm just buffering the pain. Buffering the pain. I try to remember the sound of your laugh, but I've only got access to the second half. The memories are jagged, the reversion is low. I'm watching the version of us I used to know. The world is moving at a different speed, but I'm missing the data, the parts that I need to understand why the connection went dead, and why I'm still hearing the things that you said. I'm just buffering the pain, caught in the light, holding on to pieces of a white feather flag. The screen is frozen on the look in your eyes, halfway between hello and goodbyes. I can't move forward, I can't hit rewind. I'm trapped in the static you left behind. 1% at a time, I'm trying to sustain, but I'm just buffering the pain. Buffering the pain. Is it 99%, or is this just how it ends? Waiting for a crash, waiting for a mend. The loading bar stalled on the day you walked out. I'm drowning in the silence, I'm screaming in doubt. Please, just let it alone. Let me feel it all. Let me let go. Still just buffering the pain, caught in the lag, waving the ghost of a white feather flag. The image is broken, the signal is weak. I'm losing the words that I'm trying to speak. I can't move forward, I can't hit rewind. I'm the only one left in the static behind. 1% at a time, I'm trying to sustain, but I'm just buffering the pain. Buffering the pain. Still knowing I'm almost there. Still waiting.
watching the satellites go by, trying to catch a frequency from a different version of our lives. I thought I heard your laughter in the kitchen, but it was just the wind beneath the door. Every time I try to tune you in, the static only gives me more. I've got your old sweater on the chair, it still holds the shape of how you lean, but the air between us feels like heavy water or a jagged line across a glowing screen. I'm sending out a how are you in whispers into the wires buried in the street, but the message hits a wall of white noise and falls like winter rain around my feet. It's just signal interference, the space between the I and you. I'm losing your voice in my distance, in the waves of everything we're going through. I'm reaching for your hand across the airwaves, but all I get is crackle and the blur. I'm a ghost station playing to an empty room, remembering exactly who we were. They say that nothing ever truly leaves, that every word we spoke is out there still, riding on a beam of light forever, past the valley, way beyond the hill. So why can't I find the right wavelength? Why is the reception so damn thin? I'm dialing every number that I know, but the dial just spins and spins and spins. Maybe the silence is the message, maybe the nothing is the truth. I'm burning up the battery of my soul, trying to prove a point I can't even prove. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Suddenly cuts to pure silence. It's just sitting on interference, the space between the I and you. I'm losing your voice in the distance, in the waves of everything we're going through. I'm reaching for your hand across the airwaves, but all I get is crackle and the blur. I'm a ghost station playing to an empty room, remembering exactly who we were. Searching for a frequency, lost in the telemetry. I think I heard you say my name, or maybe it's just the rain. I'm sitting in the kitchen where the silence is a weight
Tuning through the frequencies, it's getting pretty late. The dial turns slowly through the white noise and the hum, looking for a signal from the place that you've become. They told me you were gone, that the airwaves were all clear, but I swear I hear a whisper if I hold the speaker near. Just a fragment of a sentence, a ghost of how you speak. The signal's getting stronger, but my heart is getting weak. And I'm listening for your voice in the static, searching through the ruins of the air. A frequency that's broken and erratic, trying to find a piece of you still there. It's a lo-fi ache, a digital goodbye, a hum beneath the ceiling of a cold and empty sky. Between the stations where the shadows grow tall, I'm catching your voice, then nothing at all. Then nothing at all. The rain against the window sounds like the crushing of glass, counting all the minutes that I'm waiting for to pass. I remember how you laughed, how it used to fill the room. Now I'm scavenging for echoes in this electronic tomb. I find a bit of melody, a song we used to know, but it's buried under layers of the interfering snow. The more I try to fix it, the more it fades away, like trying to hold a sunset at the closing of the day.
Is that you calling? Or just the wind in the wires?
The dying of the embers in a dozen different fires. I'm reaching through the vacuum, I'm screaming at the grain, trying to pull a heartbeat from the static in the rain. Stay with me a second, don't let the signal break. I trade the whole wide world for one breath. I didn't fake, but I'm listening for your voice in the static, searching through the ruins of the air. A frequency that's broken and erratic, trying to find a piece of you still there. It's a lo-fi ache, a digital goodbye, a hum beneath the ceiling of a cold and empty sky. Between the stations where the shadows grow tall, I'm catching your voice, then nothing at all. Then nothing at all. Just a hum, just a hiss. Was your name always sounding like this? I'm losing the channel, I'm losing the line, I'm lost in the static, and you're no longer mine. And you're no longer mine. A lonely echoing piano, the background features the natural space of a cordwood whisper where your name used to be, but the space is as empty as the heart inside me. I click on the message, I type out a hey, but the bubble is gone and the screen turns to gray. There's no typing icon, no green light to see, just a wall made of static between you and me. I'm reaching through pixels, I'm grasping at air, but I'm talking to someone who's no longer there.
screen reads user not found, like a body that's lost in the dark underground. You deleted the traces, you scrubbed out the years. Now I'm crying over dated digital tears. I'm a broken link in a ghost of a town, searching lost. User not found. I remember the nights when the phone stayed warm, our voices like shelter here in the middle of a storm. Now your profile is blank, a silhouette of white, a permanent eclipse in the middle of the night. Did you hit block, or did you just let go? Is there a version of me that you still long for? The world keeps on scrolling, the feed never ends, but I'm stuck in the archives with all our past friends. I'm refreshing the page like a bird hitting bars in a silicon cage. How do I uninstall the love that I feel? How do I convince myself this isn't real? When the screen reads user not found, like a body that's lost in the dark underground. You deleted the traces, you scrubbed out the years. Now I'm crying over dated digital tears. I'm a broken link in a ghost of a town, searching for us, but user not found. No history, no cash, just a heart that turned to ash. I'm still here, but you're nowhere around. User not found. I'm reading back the logic of our lives, the if and then, where the shadow survives. If I had stayed, then you wouldn't have gone. The broken syntax of a gray-colored dawn. I see the lines where the errors began, the cracks in the heart of our master plan. Now I'm debugging a ghost in the room, weaving my grief on a digital loom. You left a footprint I can't quite erase, a line of code in every familiar place. The way I make coffee, the way I turn right, it's all written in your script tonight. I try to overwrite the way that I feel, but the phantom limb is the only thing real. I'm a program running with no end in sight, searching for meaning in a flickering light. It's a language of loss, a tongue of the dead, repeating the things that we never quite said. The screen is black. to you. There's no undo for the words that were thrown, just a vast empty network. I travel alone. I find your comments in the margins of me, notes on a life that was supposed to be. Of a legacy system, outdated and worn, wrapped in the silk of the memories we've torn. Syntax error, heart not found, walking the perimeter of our hallowed ground. I'm shouting at the sky, but the sky is a wall, waiting for a crash that never quite falls. Delete, restart, but you're still the ghost in the heart of the
The script is finished. The page is white. I'm turning off the last of the light. Just a ghost in the code, lamenting the road.
I found a photograph tucked in a book, but the edges are frayed. Where I used to look, your face is a blur in the afternoon sun, like a race that was lost before it was run. I try to recall the way that you breathe, the secrets you kept, the way that you leave, but the file is broken, the image is torn. I'm mourning a ghost that's becoming reborn. I reach for the shelf where I kept your name, but the letters are scrambled, they don't feel the same. Was your voice a low hum or a sharp silver bell? I'm losing the details and I'm losing myself. The more that I miss you, the more that I change. The way that you smile feels distant and strange, like a dream that you have just before you wake, that you try to hold on to, but it's destined to break. It's a glitch in the system, a hole in the soul. I'm losing the parts that used to be whole. I'm reaching for shadows that dissolve in the light. I'm losing the war with my own mind tonight. 'Cause you're just a corrupted memory. Now I'm trying to fix you, but I don't know how. The colors are bleeding, the sounds out of sync.
Rewrite the ending, delete all the pain, but the error keeps flashing again and again. Access denied, the feeling has died, but why does it hurt if the data is gone? Why is the ghost still haunting the dawn? Is all that is left, a quiet reminder of all this felt theft. I'd rather have you distorted and blurred than a world where your name is a word I never heard. But you're just a corrupted memory. Now I'm trying to save you, but I don't know how. The colors are bleeding, the sounds out of sync. I'm falling apart in the time that it takes to blink. You're a beautiful song with a skip in the track, the only thing left that I'll never get back. Fade into gray, ending the story of my favorite corrupted memory. Hera, Fyra, file not found. I still see you. I think I still see you. I spilled my heart across the keyboard and watched the letters start to swim. 1,000 nights of I still love you, drowning as the screen begins to dim. I tried to save the way you looked at me in a folder labeled home, but the bites are leaking through the floorboards and I'm sitting here alone. The memories are turning into nectar, sweet and heavy slipping through my palms. Every photo is a ripple in a river that used to be so steady and so calm. Your voice is just a stream of zeros dissolving in a cup of bitter tea. I'm watching all the data turn to liquid until there's nothing left of you and me. It's all just liquid data now, streaming down the walls and out of sight. A flood of everything we never said, washing through the middle of the night. I'm trying to catch the ocean in a jar, but the glass is cracked and leaking at the seam. You're just a beautiful encryption in a slow and drowning dream.
stone like a shelf. Now it's melting into binary and salt water. I can't even find a version of myself. The cloud is full of rain that's never fallen. The drive is full of ghosts that never speak. I'm searching for a solid place to stand, but the foundation is getting soft and weak. Does it hurt to turn to water? Does it hurt to lose your shape? I'm looking for the undo button, looking for a way to escape. But the pixels are bleeding into the carpet and the hard drive is a lake. I'm submerged in every single error and every choice we didn't make. It's all just liquid data now, streaming down the walls and out of sight. A flood of everything we never said, washing through the middle of the night. I'm trying to catch the ocean in a jar, but the glass is cracked and leaking at the seam. You're just a beautiful encryption in a slow and dry. Zero, one, nothing left to run. Just a puddle on the floor where you don't live anymore. I woke up and couldn't find the shape of your face, like a file that was moved to a dark, empty space. I'm tracing the wires where the memories used to burn, but the circuits are cold and the gears won't turn. They said the technology would help us move on, to dim out the heart when the lover is gone. But there's a glitch in the coding, a ghost in the sun that is covered in the middle of the The data is pulsing, a rhythm in blue, but it's missing the warmth, it's missing the you. I've mapped every neuron, I've scanned every nerve, trying to find the laughter I didn't deserve.
Synapse by synapse, the connection grows thin. I'm losing the battle from deep within. Delete the December, delete the July. But how do I delete the way that you'd sigh? The system is crashing, the screen's turning white. I'm begging for one last flicker of light. Don't let the shadow take everything too. I'd rather be broken than empty of you.
In this narrow eclipse, a shadow on the mind where the memory slips. The moon's in the way of the light of your name, and nothing in my head will ever feel the same. It's a total blackout, a beautiful sting. The silence that follows the songs you'd sing. I'm standing in the dark where the edges are frayed, watching the best of us wither away. The signal is flat, the sky is all gray. The last of the data is drifting away. A mind without you is just a dark sea, total eclipse of me. Temple 58, baby. A soft piano with dark tones, the background natural sound is a steady rhythmic rainfall against a tin roof and the occasional distant rumble of thunder. The power flickered and the lights went out. In the middle of the scream, in the middle of the doubt. Now I'm sitting in the dark, just waiting for the hum of a heart that's forgotten how to be numb. The wires are frayed and the spark is gone. I'm staring at the edge of a lonely dawn. I have to force the restart. I have to pull the plug to get away from the memory of your arms. So snug, the system is crashing. The screen is turned black. There's no undo button to bring you back. And it's a cold boot. Recovery starting from zero. Recovery. Step by step, the lines start to crawl. Relearning how to stand, relearning how to fall. I'm scanning for errors in the way that I loved. Looking for the push when I should have been shoved. The memory is heavy, it's up space. I'm trying to delete the curve of your face. Don't let it freeze, don't let it stop. I'm climbing the mountain to reach the top, but every percentage feels like a mile, waiting for the ghost of a smile. Initialize the hope, configure the grief, searching for a moment of some small relief. And it's a cold boot recovery, starting from zero, trying to be my own version of a hero. But the files are missing and the sectors are torn. I'm waking up cold in the place I was born, rebuilding the logic, remapping the pain, trying to find my way through the guillotine. It's a long way back to the soul of me in this cold boot recovery. System restored, but nothing's the same. I'm a brand new machine with an old, aching name. Loading, loading. I see you shaping the copper and glass, watching the seasons and shadows all pass. The walls are humming with things you once said, vibrations that live in the dust by the bed. I put my ear to the cold white paint and hear your laughter, distant and faint. It's woven in deep, it's part of the grain, the ghost of your joy and the pulse of your pain. The fiber is glowing beneath the floorboards, a million miles of unspoken words. I'm walking on cables, I'm treading on sides, under a ceiling of digital skies. You're a frequency now, a shiver in time, a beautiful poem that no longer rhymes. I try to disconnect, I try to be free, but you're part of the infrastructure of me. It's not quite a haunting, it's more like a hum, waiting for a master who's never to come. The house is a shell, but the spirit is wide, a light in the attic that never grew tired. And I'm living in the echoes in the fiber, tangled in the threads of a lost survivor. Every pulse in the wall is a beat of your heart, keeping us close while we're drifting apart. It's a long, slow song on a broken string, the shadow of everything we used to sing. I'm listening close to the hum of the wire, to the echoes in the fiber of a faded fire, of a faded fire. If I pull on one thread,
Will the whole world unravel? Where is the road that the memories travel? Are you out in the wind? Are you down in the deep? Are you the sinkholes the motherboard keeps? I'm letting go, but the wires are tight, holding the ghost of your silhouette's light.
Slightly louder, creating a peaceful, navigated atmosphere.
In the floor, I don't hear your key in the lock anymore. Just the echo, just the fiber, just the light for life. The blue light is washing the walls of this room, a digital garden that's never in bloom. I'm scrolling through moments we didn't quite have, applying a filter to cover the bad. I've got 5,000 friends, but I can't call a soul. The silence is loud and it's taking its toll. I'm sharing my heart, but it's just for the show, while I'm drowning in spaces when nobody goes. Your profile is active, a green light of hope, but I'm at the end of a fraying old rope. I send a hello, then I delete the text, just a ghost in the machine, wondering what's next. Is this how it feels to be modern and free? To
be surrounded by light but unable to see. The air in this house feels recycled and thin since you took all the oxygen, leaving me in a world made of glass that's easy to shatter, where the things that we feel are the things that don't matter. I'm reaching for warmth, but I only find plastic. The stretch of this distance is getting elastic. I'm living in synthetic loneliness, wrapped in a silk spun digital dress. It looks like a dream, but it feels like a cage. I'm just a sad line on the glowing blue page. I can't feel the sun, I just feel the glow of a love that died a long time ago. It's a beautiful mess, I must confess. This cold, synthetic loneliness. Press refresh, but you're still not there. Blow a kiss into empty air. Data points and broken hearts are the only things that play their parts. I'm a simulation of the man girl I was a hollow echo, just I'll turn off the screen and I'll sit in the dark, waiting for nature to reignite the spark. But the quiet is heavy, the quiet is deep, and the artificial ghosts never go to sleep. I'm drowning in synthetic loneliness, in a world that is curated, polished, and blessed. It looks like a heaven, but it feels like a cage. I'm just a lonely heart on a digital stage. I don't want the glow, I just want your hand to pull me back down to the salt and the sand, away from this mess, this cold emptiness, this synthetic loneliness. Just a flicker, then it's gone. Unplug me. The screen is dimming down to 10%, and I'm hunting for a cable in the dark. I've spent the evening tracing every letter of the way you used to leave your mark. But the walls are closing in with every flicker. The light is gasping for a little air.
I'm reaching for the ghost of your reflection, but the glass is cold and you aren't there. I've been running too many apps in the background, closing memories I thought I'd already deleted, but they're draining all the power from my chest, leaving me hollowed out and befitted. I'm trying to save the sound of your goodnight before the hardware turns to heavy stone. But the red bar is blinking like a warning that I'm about to be truly alone. And I'm down to my last battery low, watching the colors start to go. I'm losing the heat, I'm losing the spark, just a mechanical heart in the dark. I'm failing, percent of hope left in my hands, trying to meet your impossible demands, but the circle is spinning, the power is thin, and I don't know where you end and I begin. I remember when we were a lightning strike, full of voltage, burning through the wire. Now I'm just a parasitic shadow, searching for the embers of a fire. The connection's failing, the signal's gone weak. I'm trying to find the words I need to speak, but the system is crashing, the screen's turning black, and there's no way to bring the brightness back. Plug in, hard reset. Is there anything left that I haven't lost yet? I'm at 2%. I'm at 1. The damage is final. The damage is done. Because I'm down on my last battery low, watching the colors start to go. I'm losing the heat, I'm losing the spark, just a mechanical heart in the dark. I've got no percent of hope left in my hands. I couldn't meet your impossible demands. The circle stops spinning, the power is done, and I'm not ready for the dawn. Shut down. Blackout. Nada. Silence. Silence. The cursor is blinking like a heart on a screen, waiting for the courage to clear out what's been. Folders of summers and 1,000 shared nights, captured in pixels and flickering lights. My finger is hovering over the key that erases the us and leaves only a me. The rain on the glass like tears on the wood. I'd stop this whole process right now if I could. I'm looking at photos I forgot that we took. The way that you laugh, that don't look at me, look. 3 gigabytes of a life we once built, now weighted with sorrow and sharpened with guilt. 1 click for the movies, 1 click for the songs, 1 click for the places where neither belongs. The hard drive is spinning a mechanical sigh as I prepare to tell a digital lie. And I'm deleting us bit by slow bit, watching the screen as the memories quit. A progress bar moving through years in a flash, turning our history to electronic ash. It says, are you sure? And I wanna say no, but my heart is a weight that I have to let go. The space is returning, the memory is free, but there's a hole in the center where you used to be. The trash is now full of the words that you said, the emails I've saved and the ones I've misread. Our favorite folder is empty and gray, just like the sky on this rainy, dark day. It's funny how easy it is to remove the evidence of a deep-seated love. No smoke and no fire, no glass on the floor, just a prompt asking me if I'm certain once more. It asks for permission to permanently fade, to burn every bridge that the two of us made. Once it is finished, there's no turning back. The screen will be clean and the screen will be black. I'm shaking, I'm freezing, I'm losing my mind, trying to leave all the beauty behind. 3, 2, 1. I'm deleting us bit by slow bit, watching the screen as the memories quit. A progress bar moving through years in a flash, turning our history to electronic ash. It says, are you sure? And I wanna say no, but my heart is a weight that I have to let go. The space is returning, the memory is free, but there's a hole in the center where you used to be. Process complete. The drive is now still. I've emptied the folders, I've broken my will. 0 bytes found, nothing is left, just a clean empty window and a heart in its theft.
and a heart in its theft. Light on with grand piano with high reverb, like a heartbeat that's hanging by one silver thread. I'm scrolling through shadows of things we once said, while the cold side of the pillow is haunting the bed. I tried to be plastic, I tried to be steel, to hide all the wreckage of the way that I feel. But the circuits are soaking, the wires are crossed, calculating the weight of everything lost. I thought I was coded to never go blind, but the ghost of your touch is all I can find. And now the silicone tears are starting to fall, shorting the systems and staining the wall. It's a digital hollow, a soulless machine, crying for someone who's no longer seen. I'm a portrait of chrome in a garden of blue, leaking these silicone tears, just to get back to you. I've archived the laughter, I've locked up the light, I've dimmed every pixel to survive through the night. But the hardware is human, it's fragile and thin, and it can't keep the cold from crawling back in. I'm running on empty, I'm running on rain, trying to find the command that deletes all this pain. The music swells, they don't know my name. They don't feel the fire, they don't feel the flame. I'm more than a program, I'm more than a part. I'm a motherboard built round a shattered heart. Break the connection, or let me just rust until every memory is nothing but dust. And now the silicone tears are starting to fall, shorting the systems and staining the wall. It's a digital hollow, a soulless machine, crying for someone who's no longer seen. I'm a portrait of chrome in a garden of blue, leaking these silicone tears, just to get back to you. Rust on the hinges, salt on the screen, the saddest machine that the world's ever seen. Just connected.
hands are slowing, the heat is gone. I've been running this circuit for far too long, waiting for a message that never arrives. The digital ghost of our parallel lives. I'm closing the windows one by one. The work of loving you is finally done. The screen fades to black, a mirror of me reflecting a man I no longer see. The memory's leaking, the cache is clear. I'm losing the sound of your I'm still here. I used to be tethered, I used to be plugged in the warm glowing nest of the data we hugged. But the battery's drained, the voltage is low, and there's nowhere left for this signal to go. I'm pulling the plug on the what if and why under a vast and an analog sky. It's not a crash, it's not a break, just the last breath a machine can take. No more errors, no more light, just the soft onset of the deep dark night. And it's a final system shut down, watching the walls of our kingdom come down. The hard drive is silent, the spinning has ceased. From the ghost in the wire, I'm finally released. I'm drifting away from the glow of the blue, deleting the last of me and the you. Goodbye to the pulse, goodbye to the spark. I'm learning to breathe in the cool, quiet dark.
No more notifications. No more updates to find. I'm leaving the digital debris behind. Is it peaceful to be disconnected? To be a heart no longer detected?
It's a final system shut down, watching the walls of our kingdom come down. The hard drive is silent, the spinning has ceased. From the ghost in the wire, I'm finally released. I'm drifting away from the glow of the blue, deleting the last of the me and the you. Goodbye to the pulse, goodbye to the spark. I'm learning to breathe in the cool, quiet dark. Power is off, the room is cold. A story finished, a story told.